The Autism Society of Southeastern Wisconsin provides a network of support so that you never feel alone. From the helpline to the various support groups, we are here to help guide you on your journey.
One of our new support services is our New to Autism Kit. So because we have a wonderful educator, Julie Ahrens, on our board of directors, we were able to start a program where we would provide folders to families who are getting that educational diagnosis of autism and hearing that tough message that they have a child who's been struggling, might be on the autism spectrum for the first time, that they can leave that IEP meeting with a folder full of information about autism and a number to call where there's going to be somebody there that can support them and talk about what's going on with them and their family and how they're doing, and connect them to resources that they need to be successful in parenting a child that has some differences. The other thing that we did is we've for a long time we've had this New to Autism class, and we decided that we would offer on our website for any parent of a newly diagnosed child, instead of just providing them with a bunch of links of stuff they could download, we'd also provide this folder. So we mail out the folder, we send with a personal note, and then we follow up with a phone call and invite them in, ask if they've got any questions, and it's just a more higher level of service that we can provide, a personal connection we can offer, so that this family knows that we're here, that we care about them, and that we're a resource they can depend on for autism information.
I think the helpline is an important tool for the Autism Society because people call and they're confused and they feel alone or overwhelmed, and we want to do what we can to support them and connect them with resources and providers that can help them and assist them, and we hope at the end of that call that they're feeling less confused and less alone. The resource directory is a very important tool for our parents. Sometimes they'll call and they'll need anything from ABA providers in their community to where's the best dentist that they can go that's sensitive to the needs of their kiddos on the spectrum. So we're happy to have that for them, and we keep it updated and current so that we can be able to provide resources to them that will really help.
What does the support you have received from the Autism Society mean to you, and how has it helped your family?
For me, it's been huge. I think probably like a lot of families, we got the diagnosis for our son, and we're like, great, we got a diagnosis, we can go get help, we can get treatment, we can do all these things. We just didn't know what to do. And it's not like there's a guidebook out there to tell you what to do. You can search the internet, but you know, it's somewhat helpful, somewhat not. So we got hooked up with the Autism Society pretty much right away. We started coming to the evening support groups. That was huge. You know, we connected with families that were just like ours, felt like we weren't alone, we had support, and more than that, you know, there are just so many really smart people that attend those groups, and you know, we can kind of piggyback off of all the things that they've learned and sharing their experiences.
And I think it goes both ways, though. There's been times where we were able to help other people, like when they asked about doctor recommendations or a dentist recommendation, that we've kind of found through trial and error. We stumbled upon some really good doctors and a dentist, so it's nice to be able to share some information that we found on our own too, to help others out.
So I understand that you've been active on the Facebook groups as well.
I'm a huge fan of the Facebook groups. That's probably one of the things that actually I get the most benefit and use from. For us, I think, and probably for a lot of families like us, we've got those moments where it's just really challenging moments. You don't know what to do, you don't know where to go. And so, you know, in those moments, and we've had a bunch, I know that I can go out there and I can post our situation and just say, hey, this is what's going on for us right now. We're having a tough time, you know, what do you guys think? And it's this whole community that the Autism Society is really connected and pulled together of people just like us. And within, you know, posting something, within just a few minutes, I'm starting to get all these responses, and the responses vary from everything from just really supportive comments saying, hey, you got this, you can do it, to really empathetic comments saying, hey, we've been there too, we get what you're going through. And then the really helpful ones, the people that really, they've been there before, they've figured things out, they've got a whole list of things we can try when we didn't know what more we could try. So they've got us pointed to, new resources that we hadn't thought about, new doctors we hadn't thought about, new things we can try with our son. So that's been absolutely instrumental. I think it can take, for us, a situation where we feel like pretty much, despair and hopelessness to within, a half hour, you start getting those posts coming in and you're like, all right, I can do this, I'm re-energized, and I got a huge list of things that I can go try.
Andrea and Luis, parents of a child on the spectrum, are members of the Parent Circle of Support Latino Support Group, facilitated by Daisy Jimenez.
Que no solo a uno le ocurre este tipo de eventos, que es importante saber que existe y poder comprender cómo las otras personas lo han manejado para tener una guía de cómo actuar con nuestros hijos y educarlos.
Sí, claro. What are some of the great outcomes you've experienced by spending your time doing this most important work?
I think the fact that I can simply connect the family to a resource that could be maybe at times commonly known to another family, but this family may not be able to know how to access it because they don't have the language, that they need, or the resources or the skills to be able to just maneuver this massive, overwhelming resource that we have available in the city. But a lot of the times families are not accessing any of that information because, one, they don't understand what's available, two, they don't speak the language, and also some families just need to be coached on how to actually be able to go about accessing some of the services. So I think to me it's been really powerful when I can actually help a family figure it out. How do you get insurance coverage? How do you access a provider that would be able to really give you the therapy that you need? Or being able to really tell families about just the different therapeutic interventions that are available, and then just the steps that they can actually take to make that happen. So there's a lot of education, and I've been able to really just see families being able to tell me, I have no idea I could do this. I have no idea that my insurance can cover this. And then being able to then just access some of those things, and then coming back and saying, it's like, I was able to do this, what should I do next? And so knowing that they can actually then come back for follow-up support has been really powerful.
I just think the support group is a good thing, and I hope it continues. It's helpful because I see people struggling with the same issues that we struggle with in just everyday life. Sometimes you see cases that are worse than yours or better than yours. Now that my son is older, I can tell the younger people in the group what to expect, and I also learn from the people in the group that have older kids what I might expect when my son gets older, so I think that helps. Yeah, I think they have different issues.
Yeah, unique perspective
than,
maybe.
A mother would, or and it's good to hear those because you're not alone. Then you know you're not alone in what you're thinking and your thoughts are. And it's interesting to hear different struggles that people have, especially fathers.
Does your dad attend the group with you too?
Yeah, he does, and he enjoys it. So
yeah,
he learns too, just like I do.
And then what events have you guys been to with Alex?
I try to expose him to a little bit of everything. I try not to shorten what he sees or does. I try to get him to experience everything. Been to Brewers games, to the zoo, museums, water parks, and stuff like that. So I don't try to limit his ability to do things because of his autism. So.
The main reason that we joined the Autism Society, I think, as I remember, was my wife was looking at the services, and we were particularly interested in the young adult support group for our daughter, Lisa. We wanted to give her the opportunity of interacting, socializing with people on the spectrum that are her age. We joined when she was 22 and now she's 25, so she's been doing this for about 2.5 years, and that's turned out to be, I think, a very good experience for her. It's evolved over those 2.5 years. Initially, she was not at all interested in going. In the last 6 months, we've actually been able to talk a little bit about what she might say to some of her peers once she gets there, which is gratifying. And the last meeting we went to was particularly good because she actually practiced some of what she might say to Jack or Rose. As we pulled up, I stopped, and she was almost out of the car, and she came back and she said, "Dad, I'm doing better." That was a good moment. That was a good moment. But in the last year, we've also been attending the support group for parents with adult children on the spectrum. And it's nice just to be able to touch bases with people with a shared experience, right? And there's been a handful of people that have been regulars like we have, and with our group leader Susan Bonus, who's been wonderful. We have an opportunity to share.
What does having a group like the adult support group mean to you?
It means a lot to me because it means that I have that I'm not alone, and I really get to know a lot of people that have the same thing that I have, that are going through the same things that I'm going through, that are going through the same relationship things that I'm going through, they're going through the same daily struggles of being able to pay attention, of obsessing over things. This is a lot of fun. It makes it a lot easier for me to be an adult who has autism.
I think I've made some good friends here, and it's good to meet people here who I have things in common with, who I just click with and stuff, and totally get where I'm coming from and stuff.
Tell me what this group means to you.
It means that I come home. It's that simple. It's all these years I tried to fit in with kids and teenagers and people my own age, and each time they've politely said, or not so politely, no thank you, and now I finally come to a group that says, yeah, come in, you're my brother, and my brother will be your brothers and sisters.
One of the coolest things about being adults on the spectrum is that you meet people who have experiences like yours. You discover you're not the only one. You meet people who are a little bit different, and well, that we're all but one big human family.
Your support is necessary to continue these support services and many other programs offered by the Autism Society of Southeastern Wisconsin.